Hi everyone, welcome to our channel on health and wellness. Today we are discussing more about stresses, right? Stresses can occur. Stresses can occur because of various reasons. Because of could be related to your occupation, or it could be your personal life, or could be many other things, right? But then today I'm going to also discuss about how you can do manage the stresses, or reduce stresses in your life. But more or less, if you have experienced something like a stomach pain or headache, or sleepless nights, that necessarily not need not be always problems in your body, just because you didn't have good food or something like that. It could be also because of stresses. So stresses can take multiple forms in your body, and if it is chronic, it can actually lead to serious problems, right? You can have serious digestive issues, or it could be other issues as well. So well, I mean, is it really possible for someone to get complete rid of stresses in a real world? Possibly no, because you might reduce it to the maximum possible thing, but you cannot completely eliminate stresses, more or less, because in daily life you come across different challenges in life. So stresses are like integral part of our life. So but then what we can do is probably we can kind of sort of manage those stresses. Let that stress doesn't affect us too much, right? Let's say if you have too much stresses, you can go for a walk, or I'll actually discuss about how you can manage stresses in the coming part of the blog. So stay tuned. Yeah. Hi Devati, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
How was your week?
Uh,
Really tough, right?
yes.
I know. Life is always tough, right?
Ups and downs.
So many stresses, right?
Mm.
It's not always stresses happens because of ourselves. Sometimes stresses comes from outside because of course, something related to us, our personal life, or maybe our friends and family's life. But still, that gives us stresses, right? And not necessarily because of personal issues. It could be related to occupational issues also, job related issues. So stresses can come from anywhere in the world, right? So do you think it's I mean, as we understand, stresses are integral part of our life. So do you think we can manage those stresses? Is it possible to manage those stresses?
Sometimes it is not possible if the stress is more. So if stress is less, then we can manage somehow. And if sometimes it less, stress is more, so you have to manage that stress, how to deal with the stress. So
Yes, so you have to somehow manage it, because see, at the end of the day, we do everything in our life to get a better life for ourselves, right? So we do different things. So if you do 10 different things, there is a possibility that stresses can come out of 5 out of 10 different things, right? Basically, because you're doing different things. Imagine if somebody is just a saint, right? Sitting in the tree, he doesn't have family, he doesn't have anything. But let's say he has a constant source of food, he doesn't have to think for food. So most likely he doesn't have any stresses because he's out of family, right? I mean, but then since you're part of family and you have to deal with every day a lot of issues, so there is a good chance that you'll have stresses. So just curious, have you ever had digestive issues or this kind of issues
digestive is
in general? Yes. So what is the thought process which has come?
digestive issue, then pressure.
You have pressure? I don't think you have much of pressure.
No, I don't
I'm
have.
just asking you about you. So you have faced digestive issues, right?
Yes.
So why that issue has come to you? What is the most likely reason?
Most likely is actually the digestive issue. At what time it was happened? Actually, when I was doing PhD that time. Sometimes in PhD, all of you know that some ups and downs are there. Sometimes you will not get good result. You have to wait for the good result. So that for a 1 year I was really upset, and I was trying to complete my research, and it was not possible.
Right.
So that time I thought, why this thing is happening, some digestive problem was happening. So that time I didn't realize. After some time I realized that, so okay, there's lots of stress are there, that's why that this thing is happening.
It's actually happened to me a lot, right? Digestive issues, and I still have it, but I'm trying to get over it. But I always thought that is just because of the food I'm eating. Of course, that could be one of the
That food
reasons.
also, if suppose if I am having some stress, then I don't like to eat so much food.
Or you overeat at times.
Overeat or
Yeah. You eat junk food also at times, right? You just get whatever you eat. You're not thinking.
So that time if I was doing some hard work, so if I'm feeling hungry, then I do whatever things are coming. So I don't worry
So,
about
right.
this.
So why I'm saying is now stress is related to everything. If you don't have a good sleep, you might get stresses.
Yes.
Because next day you get up and then you don't feel good and then you still have to work. That's stress. If you pile up your work for long, that can lead to stresses. If you don't eat properly, you have a stomach issue, that also leads to stresses. If it's chronic, like every day it is happening, then it can actually create havoc in your life. So I'm not saying that a person can completely get rid of stress, but then definitely can manage stress. I mean, probably, doing things on time, regularly doing things. And there are other techniques also, which of course I want to discuss in the subsequent part of this vlog. But in your point of view, how do you think stress could be managed? Like what is your approach?
What I was supposed to consider. So if I was, so if I am having such kind of issues, so what I want to do, so I want to listen some motivational songs, devotional songs. So if I listen such kind of the songs, so feel relax more. And such thing, meditation.
Absolutely. I mean, there are different techniques to handle different kinds of stresses, of course. Certain things might take some time to deal with, but there are certain techniques to deal with it.
Spend time with the closer one,
Yes. So in next subsequent part, I want to discuss few more pointers besides this, how you can deal with stresses. But thank you for your time. I wish you have a nice week coming ahead. Yeah, thanks a lot. Hi everyone, welcome back. So I hope you had heard from my wife that how she handles stress. She said she listened to songs or motivational talks. So there are different techniques, whichever works for you best. You should try that out. But by and large, stresses can connect to many things, right? So you should take care of all the things which are actually connected to stresses. So healthy eating is one of them. So you got to know what you are eating. So probably a little less sugar, or maybe too much of junk food is not so good for you. So a good night's sleep is very important, right? So now you might say, okay, if I have not achieved my results in my work or something like that, if I have a family issue, then how would I have good sleep? Because they are all connected. So yes, I mean, first of all, you try your best at whatever you got to do, but understand that there are certain things which you cannot control. So give your best shot and leave it to God. He'll try to handle it, because yes, sometimes things are out of control, as you understand. So yeah, try hard and try to figure out, but then certain things we must understand that we can't deal, or will not be able to deal with everything, right? So that is probably one of the approach. Exercise is very important. Okay. So you might be interested in doing some early morning meditation and yogas as well, or any kind of exercise which feels good. Because now the thing with exercise is, or let's say sometimes cooking also relieves stresses for many people. So when I was studying doing my masters, right, I used to do cooking to get rid of stresses. Does it sound crazy? It might be, because I'll tell you why. When you study a lot for, let's say, 3-4 hours or something, and then eventually you want to take a break for, let's say, under 20 to 30 minutes, or say 1 hour, you engage in an activity which is completely unrelated to what you are doing right now, or let's say studying. What I mean, I was studying, so I wanted to cook, so then my attention is completely into the food right now, what I'm preparing. I want to think about that first. So at times this is very interesting, right? So try to do something, maybe you develop a hobby or something. So at that time I went for cooking. So because my attention, I want to divert my attention from studies, and my attention was completely devoted to cooking. So that helped me out. So try to figure out what works for you. Maybe music in the weekends or something like that, or maybe talking to your close friends, maybe an hour or two. But whatever works for you, you should do that. But yeah, you have to know how to manage stresses. So I hope you like today's vlog. So we'll definitely see each other in the next week, and please let me know what all ideas you have for the upcoming vlogs. So please do like, share, and subscribe our channel. Thank you.